Hey guys, this is, you know what? Screw it. This is the fifth part of the commentary, and I think by now you know who I am, you know what I do, and you know what you're going in for, so pretty much let's cut out the bullcrap and let's just start automatically, you know? Alright, so what do we got here? You know, personally, Jungle Book, the idea, I haven't read the book, but my sister told me about it, like, that it's actually a lot more darker than the actual Disney movie, and you know that's many cases with other Disney films. Personally, with well, not personally, but I mean, it with the Hunchback of Notre Dame, the Fox and the Hound, and all those films. You know, personally. You know, I would like to see Disney do a little more darker things, somewhere that's a little more darker than the Black Cauldron. You know, that's a good amount of dark, but fix up the story at least. But that's my opinion on the Black Cauldron. I think I'll get to that a little later when we reach to that part. Anyways, yeah, I haven't read the book, but I think I'll check it out just to see like the difference between what we see in the Disney film and what's in the book. And yeah, it's kind of ironic. Speaking of darkness, look, it's kind of ironic how, like, this guy, he wrote all these songs and then suddenly it got all removed except for the Oscar-nominated one, Bare Necessities. I don't know. I got a feeling that the Sherman Brothers were kind of like, I don't know, they must have felt a little bit of anger when they heard that, you know? Yeah, I have to admit, as a kid, I loved watching the Disney Saturday morning cartoon shows like Tailspin, Chippendale Rescue Rangers, DuckTales, of course. You know, like, though, I remember those were the three shows that I remember the most watching, and they were so good. Even if the concept of Tailspin was like, it's possibly one of the weirdest ones. Because seriously, if you connect, I don't know how you can connect airplanes with the Jungle Book. I even mentioned it right here, actually. Yeah, this scene right here, what I tried to do is that I wanted, you know how in every Disney film there's always that sad scene, like that, you know, that one sad scene is like either if a character dies or something like that, and it makes you cry and stuff like that. With this part right here, when Walt Disney passed away, that's what I tried to do. Like, my goal for this thing was to make someone watch this and make them cry, and that's why I wanted to do. That's why I was trying to do. Like, I added in the Other Promise from Kingdom Hearts as the soundtrack because it's such a sad song, and hopefully, like, it really does set the mood if you want to do something really sad, you know. And personally, I think the saddest thing all about Walt's death is that he never get to see the Florida Project, because I've read a lot of things about Walt Disney and his big dream about the Florida Project, because like Walt Disney said that this won't be like an exact thing of what he said, but he kind of said that the one thing that Disneyland doesn't have is the blessing of the size, and that's what Walt Disney World has. It's twice the size of Manhattan, and right now it's possibly the most famous destination in the world, tourist destination in the world. Like, if not, then definitely the United States. And it's kind of disappointing. Even like if you look at I find that it's very surprising how it's so different. Okay, hold on a sec. What I'm trying to say is that, like, it would be really surprising what happens if Walt Disney was still alive when Disney World would be open. If you think about it, like, if you take a look at Epcot, like, it's such a ginormous different. They're literally two different things. The Epcot that we know today and Walt Disney's idea of Epcot. It's really ridiculous. It's personally, I do prefer that the Epcot today, although I would like to see how did Disney would, what happens if there is an actual Epcot like what Walt Disney planned. Like, that would be a good idea, like a good expansion for Disney to do. You know, I would like to see, like, what happens if they actually made a dystopian city in the middle of Disney World. Yeah, and one thing about the Aristocats thing, that also goes to the Sword in the Stone. I find it very disappointing that there's not much facts that I could find about it. You know, I could understand the package films like Make Mine Music or Melody Time, but, you know, those were good films, the Aristocats and the Sword in the Stone. I love the Sword of the Stone, and I know a lot of family members who just adore the Aristocats. And, you know, the thing is that you can't find a lot of info on it. Like, at the most, what I found that I didn't mention here about the Aristocats is that, originally there was supposed to be a sequel to the Aristocats, like a direct-to-DVD sequel. But it had to be canceled because John Lasseter came in and said to Disney Toons, the company who makes the Disney sequels, no more Disney sequels. You're only allowed, at the most, you're allowed to do spin-offs. And for the rest of and so far, the only thing they've done is just Tinkerbell movies. You know, I haven't seen them personally, but, you know, I heard from my friend that they're not that bad. And, so, like, as there's more movies coming, it respects more to the original Tinkerbell character, like how it was in Peter Pan. I should try them out, maybe. And about the how they use the what we saw before, like how they reuse the animation, how they did it in Robin Hood, I just find it extremely ridiculous. Like, keep in mind that it's common for Disney to reuse animation. Like, it happens in, like, Snow White. No, not Snow White, sorry. It happens to, like, to the more recent films, like The Little Mermaid or The Princess and the Frog and stuff like that. But personally, like, how they did it in, with that scene in Robin Hood is just ridiculous. I mean, it's just almost everything is, has been reused, and sometimes it doesn't seem right. Like, if you look at Maid Marian's paws when they tried to copy the Aristocats, like, she seems more like an animal than an anthropomorphic animal. It's just really ridiculous how they try to take, like, different scenes from the Jungle Book, the Aristocats, and Snow White and just bundle it all up. I mean, it's just ridiculous, I find. I mean, get some have some courtesy, Disney. Seriously. Winnie the Pooh, I remember as a kid, I have seen the the 90s cartoons, but personally, it's not the most, like, it's not the biggest thing of my childhood that really stuck to me. You know, and that's why Winnie the Pooh is not as nostalgic for me. Like, when I watched like, recently, not recently, but like, not too long ago, I saw the 2011 Winnie the Pooh movie, and personally, it's you know, it's okay. It has its charm, but, you know, it's really made for the really young kids and for those who are really nostalgic to Winnie the Pooh. And You know, as a kid, like, it's not the greatest thing, but it's pretty cool. But I didn't really, it didn't really affect me the most. So that's pretty much it. Hope to see you in the next part, and see you later, dudes.